right, folks. Well, I want to welcome you back for another week of the Tuesday Night Racing Series. My name is Dylan Hastings. We are currently at Dover this evening, so thank you for tuning in here. We are getting ready to get kicked off. I apologize for the about 5-minute delay here. We had some technical difficulties, which we do each and every week that we always work through. So, again, just appreciate your patience there, and we're going to go ahead and bring up the track data here. Well, these guys get warmed up, and then, of course, we're going to do some warm-up laps here, and then we'll get the race kicked off here in just a minute. Tonight's track temperature is 85 degrees, 74 degrees Fahrenheit outside temperature, 71 degrees or 71% humidity, partly cloudy, 10-mile-an-hour winds. Stage 1 is at 45, and Stage 2 is at 90. We have a total of 200 laps this evening. And let's go ahead and bring up the grid real quick so that we can go through that as these guys get ready to pace here. Congratulations, Richard Swaverly on the pole this evening. Austin Shoemaker second, Brad Fulham third, Chris McLean fourth, Joseph Mahar fifth, Wyatt Brackett sixth, Tyler Dixon seventh, Mike Watts eighth, Ray Rogers ninth, Zachary Taylor 10th, Chris Shoemaker 11th, Dustin Reeves 12th, Kip Easley 13th, David Brackett 14th, Daniel Holcroft 15th, Garrett Brown 16th, Chris Bedwell 17th, Dana Shepard 18th, Logan Russell 19th, James Kunkel 20th, Tony Edrington is in the number 77, he's going to be 21st, David Harden 22nd, George Williams 23rd, Evan Bushmaster 24th, and to round out our field here, we've got Barry Napa in 25th, Jeremy Banner in 26th, and Matt Grenier in 27th. You see there I'm in 27th. That is not correct. I'm actually race control. So we're going to go ahead and get up here to the leaders. Richard Swaverly, again, is our pole setter, pole winner. All right, we're going to go ahead and clear that. And we're going to get ready to go green flag racing here. We're going to go ahead and...
Lights it back on the pace car. We're not going green this time.
Yeah,
we are not going green.
As you hear there, the lights are on the pace truck. We're going to go another lap around here just to give these guys enough time to get warmed up, get their equipment all set, everything adjusted, and then we're going to kick off some racing here. And I'm excited for another week of exciting racing here with the Tuesday Night Racing Series. I want to thank you to our sponsors, Light Electric Company, General Contractors, ADK Coolers, ADK Outdoor Brands, and Rhymesick Coin. Thank you guys so much for your contribution to the league, and for those out there that tune in each and every week for your driver, to see your driver each and every week and to contribute to the league, we truly appreciate that as well. So thank you for all of your patience each and every week as we work through bugs and all this fun stuff here that we have on the technical side of things. And we're getting ready, folks, again, 200 laps. We have 2 stages. The last 2 races, we have had some phenomenal green flag racing. Actually, might even been the last, last 3 races, we've had some phenomenal racing. We've had some phenomenal racing all season, but the racing has been exceptional, at least the last 2 laps here with the Tuesday Night Racing Series. So, with that said, folks, we're going to take one more lap here as the lights are off on the pace truck, and we're getting ready to go racing. Pit road here is very tricky, so we're gonna obviously see how the drivers do tonight. If they have to pit under green flag, that is going to be a possible issue for the drivers. It's going to be somewhat of a challenge. Pit road speed is it's a very slow speed, so you got to bring the truck down to a very slow pacing speed here. And we're going to see how everybody does here as long as everybody keeps it green. The pace truck is off, so we are going racing.
Green, green, green.
Right now, folks. Richard Swaverly gets a good jump here on the initial start in that 38 truck. He is going to, it looks like, McLean's going to slide down in here to the inside, which is a preferred lane here. As Austin Shoemaker there on the outside. We've got, we're going to have it 2 wide here, I believe, here for the lead. No, we do not. Which is probably a good thing here for the start of the race, but track position is a factor here. I don't expect anybody to spin out this evening. The setup is fairly stable. The track is not too hot to where the trucks will spin out. But we're going to go ahead and ride along, see if we can get a good perspective here of McLean right behind Swaverly at the moment. And you can see there's a big bump there in the track in, believe it's in turn 2. I think that we also have that same bump right here in 3. It's not as bad in 3, I believe. And so it'll be interesting to see how the drivers manage that. You can use it to your advantage if you time it just right. But you can see everybody's kind of single filing out here as everybody's just kind of getting settled in for the time being here as Richard Swavely hits the bottom apron there just a little bit, enough to check up enough where you can see McLean has closed that gap, and he might be able to make the pass on him, but looks like Swavely has been able to recollect it and stay out front at the moment. I love this view, man. It's it just gives great perspective of the track and these guys and the driver and the skill that it takes to come around this track. This is actually one of my favorite tracks if you can stay clean. I believe this is a mile in length, so again, laps go fairly quickly around this track. But Swavely out front, he's got a good little gap here between him and McLean at the moment, with Austin Shoemaker in the number 14 truck right there in third at the moment. And then we've got Brad Fulham in the 19, and we got Joseph Mahar in the 46. So it looks like Austin Shoemaker lost one position from the initial start of the race. Chris McLean's picked up 2 spots there to pick up P2 at the moment. And it looks like Joseph Mahar is still in 5th, which is where he started the race, and Brad Fulham drops. So Austin Shoemaker, Brad Fulham swap positions, I believe, from the initial start of the race. But all in all, right now, folks, we've just got some clean racing, and everybody is just kind of getting settled in, trying to manage their tires the best that they possibly can. You can see Austin Shoemaker falling off pace a little bit there, whether he made contact with the outside wall. I don't know 100% exactly what happened there, but he should be able to make that gap up a little bit. Right now, Richard Swavely, as you can see here from the front of the truck here, has just got open road right here in front of him. So he doesn't have anybody to contend with as far as any lap traffic at the moment. He's just out here all by himself here from Casper, Wyoming. And we're going to ride along with Richard Swavely for just a few minutes here, or just a minute or two, and just kind of get the perspective here as we turn laps here at Dover. And we'll see if Chris McLean is going to be able to challenge him here. It looks like he's made up a little bit of gap there as he's going to try to I expect him to challenge him for the lead. If he gets up to him, if he can catch him here for the long haul. Tires are definitely a factor here at this race. So there's a total of, these drivers have a total of 4 tire sets, including the tire set that they have on their truck. So they've got 3 tire sets in the pits, but we've got 200 laps. So all in all, they're going to have to do at least 25 laps, approximately, give or take, on these sets of tires, or to make them last for that length of time. Now, if there's no cautions, it's going to be very tricky, and it's going to be very interesting to find out exactly what these drivers are going to do for pit strategy, as we've seen in weeks past. At the moment, everybody's just really settling in, being very patient, giving and taking, which is what we like to see. We want you to be aggressive. I say we want you to be aggressive. We want you to race aggressively, but we also want you to race clean as well. All right, let's go ahead and see if we can see exactly. We got another pack back here with Austin Shoemaker. So Austin Shoemaker currently in P4. Tyler Dixon currently in P5. Looks like Austin Shoemaker just lost a spot there to Tyler Dixon. We've got Joseph Mahar there in the 46. Down another position, currently in P6. So it looks like Tyler Dixon's making a charge up here to the front as he picks up 3 spots from where he started the race. Wyatt Brackett is making his way up here to the front here. He's down 1 spot from where he started the race in that 33 truck for Black Car Mafia. And then we got Mike Watts from Race Pass Motorsports currently in P8 at the moment. So he's sitting exactly where he started the race. And then you got Ray Rogers right behind him, also started the race in the 9th position from where he started. And then you got Dustin Reeves, who had an incident early on in the race last week that really just kind of messed up his evening. Actually, it wasn't. I don't know if it was last week or the week previous there in Indianapolis. I know he had some significant damage to the front of his truck, and it just unfortunately ruined your race from the very beginning as the onset, as those guys were getting ready to take the green flag there at the start of the race in Indianapolis, and just kind of ruined his evening. His teammate Chris Shoemaker in the number 4, currently in 11th. And then you got Kip Easley in the number 27, followed by David Brackett in the 3 for Black Car Mafia. Daniel Holcroft for 4 Horsemen Motorsports in the number 31, with his teammate James Kunkel in the 48 right behind him. They're currently up 5 spots from where he started the race, currently in P15. And then you got Chris Bedwell for 3F Racing. Looks like he's just trying to find his groove currently. He's up 1 spot, currently in P16. Zachary Taylor was given an EOL, I believe, for not attending the drivers' meeting. He is currently in P17. He's down 7 spots, down 6 spots from where he started the race. That's not correct, because he was given an EOL. That's from where he qualified originally. And then if we go back into the field here, we got Dana Shepard currently in 18th. Logan Russell in that number 11, currently in 19th. We got Garrett Brown in the number 10 truck. Matt Grenier in the 15 truck, currently up 7 spots from where he started the race, in 21st. Jeremy Banner in the number 24. He's up 4 spots from where he started the race, currently in 22nd. And you got David Harden, who is down 1 spot from where he started the race. Evan Bushmaster is currently in 24th. He's where he started in the race. George Williams in the number 40. He's currently down 2 spots from where he started the race, currently in 25th. Then you got Barry Knapp in 26th. You got Tony Edrington in the number 77, currently in 27th. And that rounds out our 27 truck field for this evening. Let's go ahead and go back up to the front here as Richard Swavely's still in the lead. As he comes around here to lap 21. Again, stage 1 concludes on lap 45. See, Chris McLean still has a little bit of a gap here, but he's caught him. He's staying consistent with him at the moment. He just has not been able to make anything stick at the moment. But again, he may just be buying his time. He doesn't need to lead the race at the moment. He may be trying to make his moves here in the long run. But Chris McLean actually makes contact with the wall, which is going to really hurt him. Could affect the aero of that truck, but it's also going to hurt him as far as the gap. That you can see the gap increasing here between him and McLean. All right, folks, we're about halfway through the first stage. We're going to go ahead and go to commercial break. We'll be right back with you here in just a moment.
Take everything that you know about your typical energy drink and kick it to the curb, because today we're talking about C4 Original. And this isn't an energy drink, this is a performance energy drink. Well, what does that mean? Well, C4 Original contains 200 milligrams of caffeine, that explosive C4 energy. Also contains incredible flavors with 0 sugar, 0 calories, and 0 artificial colors. But C4 Original also contains ingredients that are formulated for performance, like carnosine beta-alanine, a clinically studied ingredient that helps to kick fatigue to the curb, like Beta Power, which is a clinically studied ingredient that helps with performance. So when I say performance energy, I'm not just saying it. You're literally getting clinically studied performance ingredients in every sip of C4 Original. So get rid of your sugary energy drink, because that's not doing anything for you. If you want energy to perform and dominate life, get your hands on C4 Original.
All right, we're back at it here as Richard Swavely, you can see, is currently still our race leader. McLean still in second, followed by Brad Fulham has picked up a spot here to round out our top three. Tyler Dixon's right behind him, along with Joseph Mahar, Wyatt Brackett. And then it goes Austin Shoemaker, Mike Watts, Ray Rogers, Dustin Reeves to round out our top 10 drivers at the moment who are eligible for the stage points. So we'll see how that all shakes out here as time goes on. But for right now, those are our top 10 drivers that are leading the race. Let's go ahead and see if we can see the gap here. As you can see, the gap has increased here with Chris McLean and Richard Swavely. I don't know if the contact with that wall has really slowed McLean down, or if he's just, his tires are wearing a little bit more aggressively. Not 100%, but we do see that gap here as Richard Swavely is just putting on a dominant performance here for, this evening here at the Dover 200. Brad Fulham may be able to make a pass here on McLean for the second spot. As you can see, Brad Fulham is catching McLean at the moment. Let's go ahead and click on McLean and get his rear end perspective here from the back of his truck, just to kind of get a gap, get the perspective here of the gap, whether or not Brad Fulham can make that gap up here before the conclusion of this stage. Just something talking about somebody's rear. It just didn't come across right. Oh, man. McLean makes a little bit of contact with the wall again. As you can see, Brad Fulham's going to be able to bridge that gap again just a little bit more, but Swavely's extending that gap 2 minutes out in front of McLean. There is nobody else even close to Swavely, Richard Swavely at the moment. As you can see, Richard Swavely may be able to he might put some trucks down a lap before the conclusion of this stage. Let's go to Richard Swavely and see if he's got anybody that he's going to be battling or fighting for to get around on the track here. Let's just kind of get an idea, see if he's got anybody. Yeah, he does. So it looks like we've got, looks like he's got Tony Edrington, George Williams, and I believe David Harden there in that pack of three up here that he could potentially put a lap down here before the conclusion of this stage. What an awesome performance here by Swavely in the number 38 at the moment. We'll see if he can make it stick for the rest of the race. I know he's listening to me, so no pressure, buddy, no pressure. You're definitely Dovernating. I was trying to figure out what he said earlier. He said time to do some Dovernating. Yes, sir. You are definitely doing some Dovernating right now. All right, let's just keep it on Swavely at the moment. Nobody's going to catch Swavely that I can see unless something happens. There's a 2-minute gap between him and McLean, and then there's about a minute, or not a minute, excuse me, about a second. As you can see there, it looks like David Harden got loose there in the corner. Or no, that's not David Harden. That is Tony Edrington got loose in the corner there, slid down to the track and recollected himself. As you can see, he's fighting that truck off the corners. All right, so Swavely has caught the lap traffic here, as he's going to have to try to get around these guys, as George Williams gives him the top preferred lane, which is the right thing to do, so thank you for that. And then we're going to see here if Tony Edrington is going to do the same. Again, these guys do not want to go a lap down, but the way that the things are falling at the moment, there's just nothing that's going to. There's nothing at the moment that's going to stop Swavely, unless one of these lap cars does, which let's hope that doesn't happen. All right, so Swavely had to make up a little bit of ground, or he had to work a little bit to get around that Tony Edrington there in the number 77. Let's see if that gave McLean. Now McLean still is behind George Williams at the moment, but he may be also getting ready to pass. Let's see if we can get his perspective. Let's go back to Swavely's nose here, as he's going to pass David Harden, excuse me, in the number 34. He's going to slide up the track there to give the lead truck here the spot. As you can see, so Richard Swavely was able to get around all three of those lap trucks. Let's go ahead and see if McLean's going to be able to do the same as we ride along with McLean at the moment as he's catching Tony Edrington. But he's going to have, it looks like he's passed George Williams, but he's going to have these two trucks to contend with as well. No, that's Richard Swavely up there in front of David Harden. So McLean is making a little bit of ground up here as Swavely had to fight to get by these two lap trucks, and it gave McLean just a little bit of room there to bridge the gap just a little bit, but it looks like Swavely's running away with it again here as McLean's going to have to deal with this lap traffic as well. So we're on lap 42 here, folks. We're getting ready to conclude the first stage. All green flag racing at the moment. I'm extremely impressed with these guys for this race as well as the other races that we've had here the last few weeks. It's just been some phenomenal racing. And so we're going to go ahead and we're going to keep on riding along here with McLean at the moment. But I'm going to have to switch over to the leader as we have to conclude the stage. And McLean makes contact there with the 77. That's definitely going to hurt McLean. All right, now they're getting ready to take 45 here. So, folks, we're going to go ahead and change the position. We're going to change the view as we get ready to see our leader here, Richard Swavely, just put on a dominant performance. As he crosses the line, now we just have to wait for our 10th driver here, which currently at the moment is Chris Shoemaker. And he has now crossed the line.
All right, man, caution is out. Caution is out.
All right, so as it stands, Richard Swavely, just a dominant performance there for stage one win for him. Congratulations, not only on the pole, but he also dominated this first stage. So he's got not only the pole, but he's got the first stage. I expect nothing but good things out of him here for stage two. All right, McLean rounded out our second place driver, Dixon third, Fulham fourth, Wyatt Brackett fifth, Austin Shoemaker sixth, Rogers, Watts, Mahar, and Chris Shoemaker rounds out our top 10. So the drivers are now coming into pit road, as you can see here. And unfortunately, this does not give me a good perspective for you guys. So we're going to go ahead and ride along with Swavely as we see these guys come in. The two camera perspectives that I have are behind the flags here, behind the pit boxes. It's just not a good look. So we're going to ride along with Swavely as these guys get into the pits here, get their tires and fuel, I would assume. And as you can see the truck going up and down there, you can see that Swavely is taking tires. I would expect that he would. And it looks like Dixon's going to pick up a few spots here along with McLean stays there, but Dixon, I believe, is going to pick up possibly, I don't know, I think he actually rounded out the top three. So I think he came out the same way he went in. So again, don't quote me on that. I can't remember how I read that thing here. As you can hear, Swavely is going to go ahead and shut the truck off. And he's just preserving fuel at the moment as these guys catch the pace truck. All right, well, we are going to go ahead and do, they're going to do probably one or two pace laps here, maybe three, as these guys get shuffled around. We're riding along with Richard Swavely at the moment, our stage one winner as well as our pole winner here for this evening. And you can see some of the other trucks coming down to pit road, the lap traffic coming down after they got their lap back and are going to get service, and we're going to get everything sorted out here at Dover. And appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll be right back with y'all after these messages.
Take everything that you know about your typical energy drink and kick it to the curb, because today we're talking about C4 Original. And this isn't an energy drink, this is a performance energy drink. Well, what does that mean? Well, C4 Original contains 200 milligrams of caffeine for that explosive C4 energy. Also contains incredible flavors with 0 sugar, 0 calories, and 0 artificial colors. But C4 Original also contains ingredients that are formulated for performance, like carnosine beta-alanine, a clinically studied ingredient that helps to kick fatigue to the curb, like Beta Power, which is a clinically studied ingredient that helps with performance. So when I say performance energy, I'm not just saying it. You're literally getting clinically studied performance ingredients in every sip of C4 Original. So get rid of your sugary energy drink, because that's not doing anything for you. If you want energy to perform and dominate life, get your hands on C4 Original.
All right, folks, we are getting ready to catch the green flag here. That was perfect timing as Richard Swavely's picked the inside row. He is going to lead us off here for the start of stage 2 as Pace Truck is off.
Green flag,
and
green
we
flag.
are back to green flag racing. Swavely gets a good jump there, as he did on the first start here, as Chris McLean jumps down here right in front of Tyler Dixon. Is going to try to just get settled in, see if he can do anything new with these tires. He wasn't in the pits long enough to get any damage repairs, so he must not have had any significant damage that needed to be repaired. As we ride along with Richard Swavely, we'll get that same perspective of see if we can see if McLean can make the pass early on and stay out front here with him. Then we'll kind of go through the field. I'll kind of shuffle through the field from front to back here so you guys can see everybody else's perspective here. So it looks like Chris McLean's not going to be able to make the run stick. As you can see, he's trying to make that stick off the corners. The problem is he's going to burn those tires up trying to hold that truck down there at the middle of the track. We'll come back to Chris McLean and Richard Swavely. We'll see if anything happens with these two as we find out if he can catch Swavely and make the pass here for the lead. So we're currently on Chris McLean. As you can see, Tyler Dixon directly behind Chris McLean there in the P3. And then we're on with Tyler Dixon, who you can see right behind that. We've got Wyatt Brackett currently in the number 33. He's definitely made up some spots from the start of the race, currently up 2 spots from where he originally qualified and started the race. And running along with Wyatt Brackett, you can see Brad Fulham wants to get back up there to the front in that number 19. And always love that paint scheme there with Disney and the Walt Disney characters on it. My kids obviously Walt Disney fans. And we got David Harden there is on the side of the track there. We're going to see if he brings out a caution. I don't know exactly what he's doing. We're going to find out. Let's go ahead and see if we can find out what David Harden's doing. I know you guys want to see Brad Fulham pass the number 33, but we got to see real quick what David Harden's doing. He's back out on track. Not 100% sure. Looked like he might have had an issue coming off pit road, or he sped on pit road. That's going to put him a lap down. Actually, he's 4 laps down, so he's had nothing but he unfortunately has got his work cut out for him here with 4 laps down, as Tony Edrington and George Williams also a lap down. It looks like they pitted after getting the wave around. You can't do that or you'll lose a lap. And it looks like David Harden did the same, and then I think he had some trouble there in the pits. Chris McLean at the moment, folks. We have a new race leader. Chris McLean, Tyler Dixon around Richard Swavely. I wonder if Richard Swavely had something happen to his truck. Doesn't look like he's got any contact there. Let's see if he's got... See if you can see any visible damage from the other side of his truck. He might just be preserving his tires. He knows how crucial these tires are for the long run. And he's going to watch these two battle it out for the lead, and they're going to eat their tires up big time. So we'll keep it. Oh, Tyler Dixon makes contact with the outside wall. That's going to slow him down just a little bit, as Chris McLean did previously with Richard Swavely. That just is going to, that slows you down significantly. That momentum coming around the outside of the track here. Swavely's still currently in P3, so nothing terribly wrong. That I don't believe there's anything wrong with his truck. We'll go ahead and keep it locked on the front here. We'll go ahead and see if Tyler Dixon can make the pass on Chris McLean for the lead. Chris McLean, an independent free agent here within the league. So at the moment, Chris McLean out front. We'll see if he can continue to have consistent laps. Tyler Dixon definitely making up a little bit of ground here. I'm excited for the new body types to come out here for the for NASCAR, for the Camping World Truck Series. This is going to be exciting to see these new body types out here soon, as we obviously focus primarily our efforts on the Truck Series. We have had an Xfinity Series in the past. You can see 77 goes another lap down, as Chris McLean had to fight around the lap traffic there, as he made contact previously getting around him on that initial pass, and I think because of the way he steered around him, Dixon may have an opportunity to get around him here for the lead. If not, Swavely's going to take that opportunity to come inside Dixon and get his positions back. But don't count out Bedwell. Bedwell in the number 7 truck, currently in P4. He's going to be looking to come up here to the front as well. So we'll see how that all goes and whether or not these guys can hold on to these tires for the long stint. Now again, the conclusion of this stage is on lap 90. As you can see, Dixon just has that, he's got that momentum off the back straight. Oh, I got to say, folks, and I'm sure you guys agree, this is just some fantastic racing tonight. I got to give it to these guys, man. This we're in our 3rd series, and many of these guys have all stuck with us. Tyler Dixon's going to make the pass on the outside. Can he make it stick? No. Chris McLean shuts the door there on the outside. He's going to try it again. Tyler Dixon just does not get the momentum around the corner here. He's going to have to. It's going to be close. He makes a little bit of contact with him, lets him know, hey, man, I'm faster than you. All right, we'll keep an eye on these guys, as these guys are battling for the lead right now. You can see that little bit of damage there on Tyler Dixon's truck on the passenger side fender. That may pose an issue long term. We'll have to see how that goes. Right now, it doesn't look like it's slowing him down any, as McLean is picking kind of the middle groove there on exit, which is allowing him to get the momentum off the corner. And it's forcing Tyler Dixon to pass on the inside, because you can't pass on the outside coming around the exit of the corner. You either have to be center of the track or you have to be at the bottom groove in order to get that momentum and that push and be able to hold the throttle wide open on exit. And so Richard Swavely is going to try to make the same move on Dixon as Dixon did McLean. The difference is that Swavely's got that momentum around the corner to be able to kind of slide up there off the corner exit to get in front of him. As you can see, he does that flawlessly. Now Swavely's looking to get his lap back, or not lap back, excuse me, his lead back, as he was dominant in stage one. So we'll have to see how that goes. Aaron Adcock out there, we miss you, buddy. Hopefully you didn't have to work tonight, but if you did, we understand. He says, let's go McLean, keep it up. Absolutely. He's putting out a great performance right now, so we're just riding along with McLean to see if he can. I think he made a little bit of contact there with the outside wall, which he had made contact previously throughout some of the runs. Swavely's going to get a run on him here as he tries to give a little bit of a block here to keep him out back. And not really, that wasn't really a block. I didn't see the lap traffic there, but he moves down there to block the move, as Swavely's going to have all the momentum on the inside. Swavely's going to make the pass for the lead as he takes the lead from Chris McLean. Just looks like nobody at the moment. It looks like Tyler Dixon's going to stick his nose in there too. He wants to get he wants to get up here to P2, as Chris McLean may go 2 positions down as they come into the corner here. That's not the spot you want to be on the outside, as unless Tyler Dixon checks up significantly. It looks like he's got the position. He's going to be able to slide up there in front of McLean. And a little bit of block there, but looks like McLean was able to get around him. That block was able to slow both of them down, and it looks like Brackett, because of that incident, Brackett was able to get around both of them. And Bedwell's looking to do the same here. So Bedwell right now, along with McLean, we're going to see if Bedwell makes the move. Bedwell's able to make the move, but Dixon and McLean at the moment battling for position. Unfortunately, it's pushed them both out of the top 2 positions. But we're going to keep riding along with McLean to see if Dixon's going to come back up and challenge McLean here for the P3 spot. He's going to have to fight off Bedwell, though, at the moment, as Bedwell's securing that 4th position. And it looks like just Dixon pushing that truck as hard as he has. The tire fall off may be an issue here, as he's falling back just a little bit. All right, for the most part, everybody's kind of spread out evenly. We're riding along with Brad Fulham there in the number 19 for Four Horsemen Motorsports. You can see the gap between him and Zachary Taylor, who at the moment hasn't been up here to the front to challenge anybody. Has won several times. I think he's won the most races out of the series so far. He's locked himself into the playoffs. Doesn't really have anything to prove at the moment. He's here. He's met the qualifications as we see it right now for the playoff and the minimum participation level. So we can see Zachary Taylor there, and you got Chris Shoemaker right behind Zachary Taylor, who we're currently riding along with there in the Dollywood Toyota number 88. And so it looks like we've got most of the trucks still on the lead lap. Ray Rogers struggling this evening. He's currently in P22. He is the last truck on the lead lap, I believe. I'm going to double check that. Doesn't look like he's got a lot of damage. Looks like he's just doing his best to stay out there and turn laps at the moment. He is right now fighting, I believe, George Williams, who is already a lap down. Ray Rogers is at risk of potentially going a lap down as we go back up here to the race leader, Richard Swavely. Let's go ahead and ride along with him at the front here. You can see David Harden in the number 34 had some issues there. He's at risk of going another lap down, which is going to put him 5 laps down from the start of the race, as he needs to move out of the way here for the leaders as he takes the high line, which is fine. As long as he doesn't change positions radically there for the leaders. He was able to get out of the way, so it looks like Richard Swavely able to get around him. We'll see if we can ride along with Swavely at the moment and see if there's any other trucks up here in the distance that are at risk of either going a lap down or going multiple laps down. And you can see these trucks up here, there's about 3 of them. I believe those drivers are going to be Tony Edrington in the 77, Dustin Reeves in the number 6, George Williams in the 40, and Barry Knapp in the 39, all at risk of either going a lap down or going another lap down, as these guys just fight to stay on the lead lap here at the Dover 200. All right, let's go ahead and pull back up this here, take this off, and see if we can just see exactly right along with Dustin Reeves at the moment, who is currently, I believe, I just saw it there and it just disappeared off the screen. I believe he's only a lap down. No, Dustin Reeves is actually 3 laps down, so he might have had something happen in the pits that forced him to pit under a green flag, which put him not only just a lap down, but also multiple laps down as he tries to fight his way back up here as he comes around the 24. Jeremy Banner. I knew that was his name. I just didn't want to pronounce it incorrectly. All right, and it looks like the 46 is currently in P13. He's just buying his time at the moment, but Dustin Reeves is trying to get around him so that he can try to get his lap back. As you can see, somebody's in the wall up here, and that is, I believe, it's going to be Barry Knapp in the number 39, which is going to check up some of the field here. And last place, yes, he is in the 39. He's also on the wall again. Let's see if we can keep an eye on the 39, make sure nobody makes any contact with him. He's struggling to keep that truck off the wall. As you can see, Jeremy Banner now makes a trip around him here. Let's go back up here to the front as our race leaders get ready to conclude stage 2. All right, one more lap, and this gentleman right here is going to win stage 1, stage 2. Can he win the entire thing? This is his week. He's had some bad luck here the last few weeks. This is his week to do it. Let's see if he can make it happen, folks, as he comes around here to take the checkered flag, or the green flag, for the conclusion of the stage. Now we're waiting for the 10th driver, who at the moment, same as it was before, Chris Shoemaker, crosses the line.
All right, man, caution is out. Caution is out.
And that is the conclusion of our stage, as Chris Shoemaker fights to get back up there in the top 10 for some stage points. So we got Richard Swavely, who is our stage 2 winner, as well as our stage 1 winner. Wyatt Brackett second place, Chris Bedwell 3rd, Brad Fulham 4th, Chris McLean 5th, Tyler Dixon 6th, Mike Watts 7th, Zachary Taylor 8th, Kip Easley 9th, and then Chris Shoemaker
picking up on the backstretch
in that number 4 truck rounds out the top 10 drivers for stage 2. And folks, it has been a dominant, as I've said before, a dominant performance by this gentleman right here in the number 38 Toyota Tundra for Hammer Down Motorsports. Pleasure to watch him literally dominate tonight at Dover. Both stages won. The pole has been won by that gentleman right there, the number 38, Richard Swavely. All right, we're going to ride along with Swavely at the moment here as he comes into the pits. Again, my camera views are not really that great as far as the pit entrances and the pit road, just simply because they're behind the pit boxes and you guys can't see the truck. So this will give the best perspective as he's got the first pit box coming out of the pits, as well as himself here pitting. And so again, these guys got to only go about 25 laps on these sets of tires. Or am I saying that correctly? No, they got to go about 50 laps on each set of tires. Yes, 50 laps. I said that incorrectly before. They've got to go about 50 laps on these set of tires. So there's going to be some guys that are not going to take tires and some guys that are going to. And I think that is what, going back to what I was looking at with Ray Rogers, he stayed on the lead lap. He was kind of buying his time in the back there, along with a few other drivers. I believe, again, I've raced with Ray Rogers long enough to know that likely he was double stinting tires or preserving his tires since he knew he couldn't finish the stage or did not need stage points and wants to pull out a win this evening. So that's probably what's going to happen. But we'll see how that all works out there for the number 51 truck of Ray Rogers here, as we hope that he can make it up here to the front and have a dominant performance as he does each and every week. All right, so we're riding along with Richard Swavely at the moment here, folks. Again, as you can see, the lights are on the pace truck. We've got two drivers, as I mentioned before. Dustin Reeves trying to get his laps back here, as he's going to be able to get his lap back. Not going to be able to pit, but he's going to be able to get his lap back. And David Harden there in the number 34. What makes it really challenging for these folks is that they're banking on cautions. The cautions haven't come the last several races. And so without the cautions, it's not giving these guys an opportunity to get a lap back. So if you mess up anything in the pits, whether it's speeding, whether it's unsafe pit entrance, whether you shoot your box, unsafe pit exit, you pass in the pace car, whatever it may be, that either puts you to the back of the field or it gives you a penalty which has to be served under green flag, the chances are you're going to go a lap down or multiple laps down. And because of that, without the yellow flag penalty, or without the yellow flags on the racetrack at the moment, we have not had any yellow flags other than the stages. And because of that, it makes it very challenging for these drivers to get their laps back. And so as you can see, the number 34 of David Harden, he's going to get his lap back, as well as Dustin Reeves is going to get his lap back. But they can't pit, otherwise that lap is basically taken away. They have to pit under green flag, or they have to wait for the next caution. Now, these guys have probably wore these tires out after this last run, and they're also probably low on fuel. So they're going to have to figure out what strategy they want to play here, because if they pit with this particular pit road, if they pit under green flag, they're probably going to go another lap down. So you have to kind of take the gamble. Without all the yellow flags flying tonight, you might be better off pitting under caution right now and just staying a lap down, or staying 2-3 laps down, whatever it is, and then hoping and praying that there is a caution later on in the race that will help them be able to pit again or get their lap back under lucky dog, or whatever the case may be, in other ways. Because during a stage, you definitely don't want to pit if you can get your lap back. At least that's in my opinion. All right, we're going to ride along with Richard Swavely as we get ready to kick off the final stage here. We've got a total of
Green flag,
105 laps, excuse me, of racing. And so these guys are going to have some strategy here to play, as both stages are gone. The only stage left is the conclusion of this race. So who will have the pit strategy? Because these guys will have to pit under green flag if there is not a caution for the rest of this race. So that's going to be the exciting part here, folks, as we ride along with the race leader. Currently, again, as I've mentioned several times this evening, Swavely in the number 38 there for Hammer Down Motorsports, still out front. Now he's got some different drivers up here challenging him for the lead, as looks like Mike Watts or Chris McLean is way at the back of the field. I don't know if he had a penalty. Must have had something happen either to a pit stop or he had damage repaired. Not 100% sure, but he is at the back of the field, so he's got a lot of work to do. But right now, Bedwell in the number 7 is going to challenge our race leader here, Mr. Richard Swavely, for the race lead, as he overdrives the corner there and loses some momentum here on the exit of turn 3, I believe. And he drives it again way up the track. Swavely is going to have the better exit off the corner. Seeing if that's going to pay off for Bedwell. It may pay off in tire wear. Not 100% sure if it's going to pay off in the exit. As you see, Richard Swavely will pull. See, now he picked the bottom this time, and it gave him the momentum to be able to pass him here, as we may have a new race leader. Chris Bedwell is going to be our new race leader here out front for 3F Racing in front of Richard Swavely. Now again, folks, you saw this happen before at the beginning of stage 2. Swavely stayed back. He was patient. He didn't burn his tires up. And he was able to, for the long run, pull out in front of these guys. And so I expect that's probably going to be his strategy again, as many of these guys have the same strategy. Chris Bedwell at the moment is just trying to charge his way up front here to give that gap between him and Swavely. In the process, though, he may tear these tires up. We'll see how that all goes, because these guys are now on their third, I believe their third set of tires. And so they're going to have one tire set left. So they're going to have, I don't see anybody being able to really double stint the tires here. That's why you saw Ray Rogers sit there in the back of the field. And that might be also what McLean is doing. As I said before, there's got to be strategy here, because if you're trying to stay out in front with only 4 set of tires and 200 laps, you've got to drive these tires 50 laps. So we'll see. We'll see how it all goes. As of right now, Bedwell is making a tear here. He's currently out in front in the P1 position. Let's go ahead and see the battle for 10th place here, as we got Mike Watts currently in P9, Garrett Brown in P10. Keeping an eye on these guys back here in the field for right now, see how that all plays out. See the number 14 is going to make a pass here on Mike Watts. All right, folks, we're waiting for these guys to kind of settle in and just kind of trade positions back and forth. You can see the 51 is going to try to make a pass as well, get up here in the top 10. We're going to go ahead and go to commercial break. We'll be right back with you.
Take everything that you know about your typical energy drink and kick it to the curb, because today we're talking about C4 Original. And this isn't an energy drink, this is a performance energy drink. Well, what does that mean? Well, C4 Original contains 200 milligrams of caffeine for that explosive C4 energy. Also contains incredible flavors with 0 sugar, 0 calories, and 0 artificial colors. But C4 Original also contains ingredients that are formulated for performance, like carnosine beta-alanine, a clinically studied ingredient that helps to kick fatigue to the curb, like Beta Power, which is a clinically studied ingredient that helps with performance. So when I say performance energy, I'm not just saying it. You're literally getting clinically studied performance ingredients in every sip of C4 Original. So get rid of your sugary energy drink, because that's not doing anything for you. If you want energy to perform and dominate life, get your hands on C4 Original.
All right, folks, we are back from commercial break. Thanks again for your patience here. All right, let's go ahead and bring back up the ticker, the other ticker, the other tower. Makes it a little easier to see this one here. I don't know why that's cut off there, but it's 200 laps. All right, so it looks like Ray Rogers has made the pass here for the 10th spot, as he's currently now in the top 10. There it goes. All right, so it looks like Brad Fulham and Zachary Taylor right now side by side for P4. We got a battle here for P4. Brad Fulham's able to make the pass here. Stay in fourth spot. That's the whole key, is you got to stay on the outside lane coming into the corner. It's very difficult to try to come side by side around these corners to make the pass. Kip Easley's up here in the top 10, currently in P6. It's good to see him up here. He's got Tyler Dixon, who is fighting for the front, fighting for he was fighting for the lead there for a while there. It looks like he's just kind of buying his time at the moment, just kind of riding along. See if he can get that long run speed going. And Chris McLean, as I had mentioned before, folks, who's led several laps within the race, I believe he probably got some damage repaired, just buying his time as he's trying to make this strategy work on tires. As he makes contact with that outside wall. Not really severe contact, it's just unfortunately it slows you down a little bit coming into the corner, but that's not going to stop him from passing the 39 as he comes around. I believe the 39 is a lap truck. Yes, he is. And so it looks like we've got a total of 20 trucks now on the lead lap. So we've got some other trucks that have gone a lap down. Looks like the 46 is 2 laps down. Wonder what happened with the 46. So 46 is in the pits. Again, as I mentioned, folks, this pit entrance and exit is a doozy, man. You can get caught speeding very easily at this track. And you can see the leaders are coming around here. He may be able to stay out in front as he's 3 laps down, but it looks like he might be able to get his third lap back here if he can get out in front of these guys. So Richard Swavely is able to let him by, or I should say Joseph Mahar is able to get by Swavely for that lap. So he's now currently 2 laps down versus 3. So he should be able to stay on the lead lap, or the second, only 2 laps down, excuse me. And hopefully he'll be able to get back to the lead lap. Again, if you go laps down, unfortunately, it might be very difficult to get yourself back on the lead lap throughout the length of the race, just simply because we haven't had any yellows. We haven't had any cautions at this track. So we'll see how that all plays out. Richard Swavely still out in front currently at the moment. Our race leader, Stage 1, Stage 2 winner, both by that gentleman right there in the 38. It's going to be really hard for these guys to try to make a pass on him. As we see, Chris Bedwell is the next challenger here in the number 7. As he's got his teammate, George Williams here in the number 40 for 3F Racing. I believe George, though, is laps down, so I'll have to take a look at that here as we look at the ticker as it updates. Yes, he is. He's 4 laps down at the moment, so he just went 4 laps down as Swavely got around him. And so McLean is making a charge back up here to the top 10. He's currently in P13 at the moment. Again,
all right, man, caution is out.
Making a charge, and we have a caution on the track, very first caution of the race.
So much for that saving.
Kip Easley is out. Let's go ahead and see what happened here. As he makes contact with the number 88. All right, let's see exactly what transpired here. Let's go back and rewind it, see exactly what happened here, see whose fault it was. So it looks like Kip Easley's just riding along, following his lane here. The 88 is coming down off the exit. Not sure why he was doing that, as well as Kip Easley's coming off the exit, which is normally going to move himself up the track. So going to look at it one more perspective here, but it looks like that might be the 88's fault. So let's go ahead and just see really quick. Let's see if I can find out.
Lucky dog coming high.
And I'm trying to get his perspective. Yeah. All right. Let me back it up again really quick. All right, I'm going to back it up again really quick here as the 88 already had damage on his truck. Not really sure exactly what happened there. All right, so let's... So the 88's kind of driving along here up in the high line. And he just kind of cuts the corner, and he's got Kip Easley on the inside of him. And he just drives down on the 27. All right, so
Race
let's...
control, take a look at the pit exit, because we stayed out, and the leaders are somehow going around the cars that are stayed out. I'm not sure what iRacing is doing, but it's preventing me from getting a wave around, even though I stayed out and the leaders pitted.
Okay, all right, well, we're going to go...
White bracket did not pit. Leader white bracket did not pit.
I didn't either.
All right, okay, all right.
Talking about cars that already pitted.
All right, folks, that looks like... Sorry about that in your ear. That looks like that was the 88's fault there. All right, we're going to go ahead and go to commercial break. We're going to go ahead and get this all situated here, and We'll be right back with you, folks. Thanks again for your patience here.
Take everything that you know about your typical energy drink and kick it to the curb, because today we're talking about C4 Original. And this isn't an energy drink, this is a performance energy drink. Well, what does that mean? Well, C4 Original contains 200 milligrams of caffeine for that explosive C4 energy. Also contains incredible flavors with 0 sugar, 0 calories, and 0 artificial colors. But C4 Original also contains ingredients that are formulated for performance, like carnosine beta-alanine, a clinically studied ingredient that helps to kick fatigue to the curb, like Beta Power, which is a clinically studied ingredient that helps with performance. So when I say performance energy, I'm not just saying it. You're literally getting clinically studied performance ingredients in every sip of C4 Original. So get rid of your sugary energy drink, because that's not doing anything for you. If you want energy to perform and dominate life, get your hands on C4 Original.
right, folks, we are back to Green Flag Racing here. I apologize having to take that time there to get that fixed. But we had an issue there where one of the drivers was given an EOL and shouldn't have gotten an EOL. Unfortunately, iRacing, for whatever reason, keeps switching the drivers when we click on them as an admin. So it is what it is here as we get back to Green Flag Racing. So the number 33 is out here up front. Matt Grenier as well. Both teammates for Black Car Mafia have made their way up here to the front. Austin Shoemaker, Swavely are dominant driver for this evening is currently in P7 at the moment. So and Aaron Adcock out there says working out of town again. I hope to make it back one of these days. Yeah, we hope to see you back here again, buddy. Whenever you can make it. Obviously, we understand that you got things going on. So hope all is well with you and your family. Kip Easley out there involved in that last incident there says sorry that I got caught up. Sorry that I got other guys caught up in that wreck. Close right racing and slid up some. Yeah, you slid up some. Based on what I could see on the review, you're always going to exit that corner and kind of slide up towards the middle of the track. As you guys, you hadn't really exited off the corner enough where it kind of just, I don't know if he just didn't see you down there or what it was, but it's an unfortunate set of events here because now you're out of the race. So. As well as the 88, looks like he's out of the race as well. So unfortunately, it takes the drivers out of the race. Not the greatest thing that we want to happen to people here, but looks like it also took Mike Watts out of the race as well, the number 84. And so we've got a different race leader, though, at the moment. The number 14, Chris Shoemaker's made his way up here to the front as he charges his way to bridge that 1 second gap here. Mahar's looking to get his laps back as he's still 2 laps down. I know he was looking to get his laps back, but several people had stayed out, so. But it looks like he may be able to charge up here to the front, at least get his next lap back here, which
Thank you, Garrett.
in the event that if he can get by Austin Shoemaker and another caution comes out, he's got the opportunity to get his next lap back. So I know that's what he's going to be striving to do. So we'll keep an eye right now on the number 46 here as he tries to get around Austin Shoemaker at the moment. As I believe he probably had a pit strategy in mind.
Later, I'm down on fire. I'm going to stay high.
With the tire situation. As you can hear the communication from David Harden there, the number 34, he's communicating he's going to stay high.
Thanks, David.
And the number 46 hits the apron just a little bit there, which is going to kind of bobble him around. But it looks like he may be able to, he's got the momentum to pass the 14. And the 14 lets him go by as he sees that he's not on the lead lap. And I believe Mahar is now just 1 lap down, so he's got a fighting chance here to get back into this, as we've got a total of 53 laps left to go. We'll see if Joe can make these tires stick long enough to get him around here. It looks like he's gonna he only needs 1 more set of tires really for the race, and I don't believe he's taking his last set of tires. So
24 is going in this time around. 24 is going in this time around.
All right, so 24 is pitting, as you can hear the announcement there. So he's currently in P7 at the moment. So we're going to keep an eye on that gentleman as he gets ready to come down here to pit road. We're going to show you just how challenging it is here to get onto pit road. As you can see, some drivers already coming down here on the apron. You can see slows down significantly. The 33 slowed down even further as we got a few drivers coming in here for green flag pit stop. So you got to slow down almost literally, I think it's 35 miles an hour. And it's very, very challenging to not speed at this track when it comes into the pit box. And so it looks like Jeremy Banner's going to go ahead and he made it in there safely. All right, let's go ahead and take a peek at the number 3, see if he's able to get in here. So he's pitting under green flag pit stop. He's going to have to slow it down significantly here before the yellow commitment cone, and it looks like he probably did do just that. All right, let's go back up here to the front. So we've got Austin Shoemaker. We're going to go ahead and ride along with him at the moment. From Lebanon, Missouri, the number 14 driver for Hot Shoe Racing is out front leading at the moment. And he's got none other than Ray Rogers in the 51 right behind him. We'll see how far Ray Rogers is behind him here. Give me just a second. You see Ray Rogers right behind him, not too far behind. As I said to you before, folks, he's got a plan, and he executes it. And it looks like he was, again, probably saving those tires for this last long stint. As you know, you don't want to have to do 50 laps on each tire set if you don't have to. And so we now see Austin Shoemaker leading. However, we've got the dominant driver of the evening, Mr. Richard Swavely, in the number 38, currently sitting in P4 at the moment, about 7 seconds back from the leader. We're going to keep an eye on that gentleman, as we expect he's probably just buying his time at the moment to get back up here out front. And I believe the driver in front of Austin Shoemaker that you see right there is going to be none other than Joseph Mahar, who made the pass to get his lap back. I don't know that he's going to be able to have what it takes to stay on that lead lap or that next lap that he just got back. The way that Austin Shoemaker is driving this truck at the moment, it looks like he's going to take that lap back from Joseph Mahar. As Mahar is fighting this truck off the corner exit. Looks like, who was that they just passed? And there he goes. The leader is back out after passing Joseph Mahar, after he worked really hard to get that lap back, is now 2 laps down from where he was, or well, another lap down from where he was just a few seconds ago, with just being a lap down. So he's going to have his work cut out for him as he tries to get his laps back, to get back on the lead lap. Without a caution this evening, without another caution, excuse me, the opportunity to get that lap back, the chances of getting that lap back are going to dwindle as time goes on here. As we see, it looks like Joseph Mahar is going to move out of the way, let Ray Rogers by, but he's falling back, which is going to make it even more difficult for him to try to get that lap back again. But you never know. You never know what's going to happen. I mean, this is racing, so. All right, folks, we're going to continue to ride along with the race leader, number 14, Austin Shoemaker. We're going to continue to ride along with him. We're going to go to commercial break. I'm not going to go to full screen commercial break, so you guys can still follow along. And I'll be right back with you. All right, folks, we're back to live racing here as we're still riding along with Austin Shoemaker at the moment. As you saw, he was fighting to get around Evan Bushmaster there, who is now went, I don't know if he's already been a lap down, but he is now a lap down. If that's not the case, let's go ahead and bring up the other ticker here and see if we can see who's a lap down, who's not. So Easley's out.
5 pit.
All right, let's go ahead and ride along with Chris McLean as he comes into the pit box, as he is trying to get that truck slowed down. Looks like he was able to do so as he comes into the pit. Again, you can see just how slow it is that you have to drive down this pit lane. It really sucks.
38 pitting.
All right, let's see. 38, if he gets a good, clean pit stop. Oh, he's going to have to slow that truck down. Looks like he was able to do that. All right. At the moment, these guys are going to fall back a lap down. We've only got 6 trucks on the lead lap at the moment, as you see. The number 77 of Tony Edrington there leaving pit road.
31 pitting.
Let's go ahead and ride along with 31 as we see whether or not he's able to get in here. Daniel Holcroft laps down before. He is back on the lead lap currently in P2, up 13 spots before he started the race. He's going to have to slow that truck down. All right, he's able to make it into pit road safely, get it down to speed, and hopefully he has a great pit stop. Austin Shoemaker at the moment, as well as Garrett Brown, Bedwell, Fulham, are the only drivers that have not come in for a pit stop yet. And so as we see these guys cycling around, they're all going to go a lap down. Right now, we have only got 4 trucks currently on the lead lap, and you're going to see Austin Shoemaker still out front, still running laps. He might put these guys 2 laps down. And it looks like he's going to. As I said, folks, this is a mile track, but it is very fast. And one single pit stop with a 35-mile-an-hour pit road speed, you can put drivers down 2 laps down. I didn't anticipate it being 2 laps, but absolutely can do so. Garrett Brown's on the same pit strategy, it looks like. His teammate for Hot Shoe Racing. And then you got Chris Bedwell. Looks like he's on the same pit strategy as well. Still on the lead lap, as well as Brad Fulham. So we've got several different teams playing different strategies here. Several different drivers from different teams. We've got Hot Shoe Racing, we've got 3F Racing, and we've got Four Horsemen Motorsports, all still on the lead lap at the moment with only 29 laps to go. Anything can happen right now, folks. If there's a caution, that is really going to put a damper in things for all these drivers that are 2 laps down. You can see Daniel Holcroft, who was in second place during that pit entrance, he is now 2 laps down because of the way things are cycling around. Now, again, these guys are going to have to come in for a pit, but whether or not they're going to be able to pit and get back out on track and not be able to pick up those positions, we're going to see how that all plays out, because tires definitely become a factor here. As you can see, Ray Rogers comes around Brad Fulham. If Ray Rogers gets his lap back here by passing Garrett Brown. Okay, here we go. So we've got Garrett Brown coming down to pit road. Austin Shoemaker also coming down pit road. He's getting ready to exit. Brad Fulham is the only driver, aside from Bedwell, that has not pitted yet. And so I expect Bedwell's probably going to come in, maybe not this lap, but the next one. As he's trying to preserve fuel, he might lose enough time, though, where that's not going to be... We'll see if he comes in this lap. It looks like he's probably going to. not. You can see Austin Shoemaker getting his lap back. He wants to be on that lead lap in the event that a caution comes out. And Bedwell is going to lose a lot of time by staying out here. He actually may risk going a lap down. He may not go 2 laps down, but he's going to go a lap down if he continues to stay out. He's banking on a caution, but that caution is likely not to come. All right, Brad Fulham is coming down pit road. We're going to find out how many laps he's going to go down here from pitting. As you can see how slow it is on this pit road, it is just treacherous. Wyatt Brackett, somebody in contention there, I thought had an opportunity to win this race. Looks like he is now 5 laps down. He must have had something happen on pit road. All right, so Ray Rogers is now our race leader with 24 laps to go. Now Ray Rogers has pitted. I'm looking to see real quick. Actually, let me pull up the pit window here, but I believe Ray Rogers did pit. No, Ray Rogers pitted 12 laps ago, so he's out front at the moment. He's got damage. But Austin Shoemaker has literally got the fresher tires, as well as Matt Grenier. So interesting set of events here as Holcroft is charging his way up here as well. He's got fresher tires as well, currently in P6 at the moment. So we're going to see how this all plays out here, folks. It's going to be an exciting end of the race, as we're going to see if Ray Rogers is able to hold off, if anything, at least Austin Shoemaker to win this race. As you can see, Austin Shoemaker's charging right now behind him for the lead. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to hold him off. As you can see, Austin Shoemaker's down there. Chris Shoemaker in the number 4 goes to the high side to let these guys by. 77 of Tony Edrington right there behind Austin Shoemaker as well. He's currently several laps down. And so again, folks, we got 21 laps to go. We're coming to 20 laps to go here. Austin Shoemaker just buying his time here to get around Ray Rogers for the race win. As I mentioned last week, let me just see really quick on the statistics here. Austin Shoemaker is a driver that has not won this season yet. So he has not locked himself into the playoffs as of yet. Now we're riding along with Austin Shoemaker, who is now our race leader with 19 laps to go, and he just got by Ray Rogers there for the lead. The only challenger that he has, aside from Ray Rogers, is the number 15, who is 8 seconds back at the moment. If all plays out, again, I said this last week or the week previously, and I ate my words there because I didn't calculate it correctly. If all is correct here, this gentleman in the number 14 will be our race leader, or be our race winner. Now, Richard Swavely, as I mentioned, 8 seconds back. That gentleman in the 3rd spot is the gentleman that has dominated this race all evening long, and that is the number 38 of Richard Swavely. Again, he is 8 seconds back from the race leader, who we're riding along with at the moment, Austin Shoemaker, who is looking to win this race this evening to lock himself into the playoffs. His teammate, I believe, won last week. And this week may be Another week for Hot Shoe Racing. And this gentleman right here, Austin Shoemaker from Lebanon, Missouri, in the number 14, to lock himself into the playoffs. We're going to continue to ride along with Austin Shoemaker as he continues to turn laps to fight around this lap traffic. Again, folks, anything can happen at the moment, so I can't 100% say obviously this is going to be our race winner, but the way things look at the moment, Swavely is falling back another second. He is now back 9 seconds from the race leader. Ray Rogers has fallen back 1 second, 1.25 seconds to be exact, from the race leader. There is nobody out here at the moment that can challenge Austin Shoemaker unless, again folks, unless there is a late race caution, which we have not had many of this evening. We've had one caution aside from the stage cautions this evening, which in itself at Dover Speedway is amazing. As we see, Austin Shoemaker's going to get around the 33 of Wyatt Brackett, somebody who I thought was going to be up here to the front as he was leading the race after the conclusion of the second stage. Him and Matt Grenier, two teammates, battling for first and second spot. They are now down laps. Wyatt Brackett, to be exact, is down 5 laps from where he stood, or where he was. About 110 laps ago. We are 10 to go, folks. We have a total of 9 trucks on the lead lap. As I mentioned before, what I had said was Chris Bedwell stayed out and continued to run laps as the race leader along with Brad Fulham. And as you can see on the ticker there, based on the speeds on pit road as well as the strategy that played out in the entire field, Austin Shoemaker was able to come out and put these guys a lap down. Now again, you can go 2 laps down on a pit stop. Because of the way that this all played out, Austin Shoemaker was able to get out here in front, and those fresh tires were able to get him enough momentum around the track where it didn't allow the guys to get back on the lead lap, but it did still continue to put them a lap down versus 2 laps down for a green flag pit stop. So the way things have worked out here, that pit strategy paid off for Austin Shoemaker. As you can see, he's 10 seconds. Well, he's 2.45 seconds in front of Ray Rogers, who is currently the second place driver, and then 10 seconds in front of Richard Swavely, who I thought had an opportunity here to just completely dominate this race based on what I saw from the pole as well as stage 1 and stage 2. Now you can see Austin Shoemaker's having to lift a little bit here as the tires are starting to wear. This might allow Ray Rogers to catch him, but I don't think that's going to happen. I just don't think that's going to happen. As you can see, Ray Rogers is, you can see Chris Bedwell there's trying to get his lap back in case there's a caution, but you can't even see, Ray Rogers is up there on the top right-hand corner of the screen, so he's definitely got a good enough gap here that I don't think he's going to have to worry about it with 5 laps to go. I think we're right here, folks. Austin Shoemaker is going to be our race winner if everything goes as planned here for these next 5 laps. I got to say, it was a dominating performance by Richard Swavely this evening, but it was an even more impressive performance for the number 14 here to not have the strongest race for the first few stages, but to have the strategy in place to put himself up here this far ahead of the field for the race win is just it's just an awesome thing to see. So his pit strategy definitely played off for him tonight. as this gentleman right here, the number 14, Austin Shoemaker, is going to lock himself not only into the playoffs, we're going to watch him burn it down here as he gets around these lap trucks. All right, 2 laps to go, folks. We got one more lap before the white flag. Nobody can catch this man tonight. The only thing that can happen right now is Austin Shoemaker runs out of gas right now. And that's not going to happen. All he needs to do, he's got 3 more turns before he wins the Dover 200 here for the Tuesday Night Racing Series on Tuesday nights at 9:15 Eastern Standard Time each and every evening. We have our race winner, folks. Austin Shoemaker, Hot Shoe Racing, dominant performance. What a great performance by that driver right there in the number 14 truck. Wow. Ray Rogers is going to bring it home second. Richard Swavely is going to bring it home third. Matt Grenier is going to bring it home fourth. Chris McLean brings it back up here to the top 5.
Nice win, Austin.
Daniel Holcroft up here at P6 tonight. Phenomenal finish by that gentleman. I tell you what, I've been following along with him over the last season, and man, he has had nothing but bad luck here lately, and he has had a dominant performance tonight as well himself. Congratulations, Garrett Brown in the 7th spot, Chris Bedwell in 8th, Jeremy Banner 9th. Great performance by that gentleman as well in the number 24, as well as the number 11 of Logan Russell. Congratulations to him in a top 10 finish for this evening. All right, folks, we're going to watch our race leader here burn it down. And then we will go to commercial break, and I'll bring these guys into the booth here so you can hear from them exactly how they did it, their race plans, how the race went all together for their team, give their thanks, all that good stuff. As you can see, he's putting a little bit of damage on there. I think he's worried about the post-race. I think he's worried about this post-race inspection. All right, awesome burnout. All right, folks, we're going to be right back with our race winner, our first place, the second place, and third place drivers here in just a moment. We're going to go ahead and go to commercial break as I bring these guys into the booth. Thanks again for your patience as we do so, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Life, you can choose negativity or positivity.
A lot of people look at the hate.
You're not gonna make it.
Had a lot of people doubt me.
They say that girls can't hoop.
They said I wasn't strong enough.
I want better, so I do better. I do this for me.
I'm just gonna work harder, talk less. All I gotta do is put my head down and grind.
Fire inside me can't be put out.
People will always have something to say. Ignite your fire.
All right, folks, appreciate your patience. What a phenomenal race here at the Dover 200. What an amazing finish. What an amazing race all around. I got to say, it was an exciting finish. Austin Shoemaker, if you can hear me, buddy, you got to accept the invite here to get into the booth here to speak. So if you can do that for me, and we'll bring you in here to talk to the audience here as we get ready to. I didn't realize that you actually had. I couldn't bring you guys in here. Let's see if I can do that. And so we're going to hear from Austin Shoemaker here in just a minute, folks. We just need him to come up here to the booth with me. And we've got some new changes here to the Discord. And apparently I can't drag him in here where I want to. So bear with me just a second as we get him situated here. I might actually have to change his duties. Let me see. All right, well, Austin Shoemaker, if you can hear me, buddy, you got to accept my invite to come into the booth here, buddy. So if you can hear me out there, you got to accept the invite. Apparently, I cannot move you up for some reason. If you can hear me, accept the invite. Give me just a second, folks. We're going to go to commercial break. I'm going to have to let these guys know that there's something that new that they've got to do here to get up into the booth. So bear with me just a minute. I'll be right back with you guys. Appreciate your patience.
You hear me, Dylan?
I can hear you now.
Hey, there we go. Okay, that was
yeah,
a fiasco.
you gotta accept it. I didn't realize we had to do that to get on here. Let me let the other guys know.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's all right. Give me a second. Let me let the other guys know that they got to do the same. Hey guys, real quick. When I bring you up into the booth, I'm gonna send you an invite to talk. You just have to accept it to be moved up. I'm gonna have to change that. I didn't realize you had to do all that. Just letting you know. All right, can you hear me?
Yep.
All right, give me just a second. All right, folks. You may have heard everything I just said. Regardless, it doesn't matter. We're just letting everybody know exactly how they need to move into this new chat channel. For some reason, I didn't realize you had to do all that stuff. But nonetheless, I've got our race winner here, Austin Shoemaker, in the number 14. Buddy, it was an awesome race, phenomenal race, actually. You were just buying your time, and it looks like that pit strategy, I don't know if you played that out during practice or not, but man, oh man, you had you had about a 2-second gap on Rogers, and then you had about a 10-second gap on Swavely. And as I saw Bedwell, and as I saw the pit cycles kind of go around, I noticed that there was kind of a thing going on that if you pitted under green flag, which we had a lot of green flag racing tonight, is that it would you could potentially go 2 laps down. And so you definitely played that hand perfectly. And was that something you had practiced in doing beforehand, or was that just something as the race progressed and you noticed that there was not going to be several cautions that you were able to make that happen for you?
No, I didn't try it in practice at all. I just took a complete gamble, to be honest with you. After the first stage, decided not to take tires there. I was thinking there'd be more people on my strategy, but it looked like pretty much everyone took tires. So I was taking the gamble, hoping I could get a caution, because I figured there's a 100% chance I'd get lapped down there if it stayed green, but somehow I was able to stay on the lead lap by a couple seconds. So that paid off, because then I had an extra set there once that caution came out after about 20 laps there in the last stage. So I went ahead and took tires there and was able to get to the front pretty quick. And then I thought I was the only one on my strategy, and then I saw Ray shooting up my rearview mirror. So once I saw he's on the same strategy, I decided to roast my tires a little bit. And then once I had a few seconds on him, I saw him pit. I decided I was going to pit a few laps after that because I didn't want to go a couple laps down if a caution came out. But I think Ray may have got caught up in the little bit of that wreck there.
Yeah, he had
so.
He had a little bit of damage, so it definitely probably hurt his chances of catching you at the very end. But you guys were definitely on the around the same pit strategy. I didn't see you during that pit strategy window, but I noticed Ray was staying back there quite a ways. Of course, I'll talk to him, but I noticed that he was buying his time there on one of the stages there, and I was like, well, he's normally not in the back of the field, but I know what he's doing. And it just happened to work out for him as well as you. So congratulations again. Phenomenal finish. You got your win. You've stamped yourself into the playoffs. So congratulations on that. I was looking for you to do that a few weeks ago, I think, and then it kind of something happened where I can't remember what happened to you either at Indianapolis or Kansas, wherever we were last week. But it's all in all, it finally paid off, and you're up here in the winner's circle, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'd like to give a shout out to my teammates as always, Dustin, Garrett, my dad, Chris. They had some pretty solid runs tonight. I think my dad got caught up in the caution there. Good night all around though. Shout out to all the lap cars there toward the end too, giving me plenty of room. Wasn't even close to having any cautions there toward the end, so appreciate all the good clean driving out there. I'd also like to give a shout out to Keegan Leahy for showing me a thing or two on how to get around Dover in the trucks. So, and thanks again, Dylan, for always putting on the broadcast for us.
Yeah, buddy, anytime. All right, buddy. Well, congratulations again on your win here at Dover, and look forward. I think we're at Daytona next week, so that should be obviously an exciting race. Something we pushed from the first, to be a little non-traditional. It was suggested that we move Daytona to kind of like the middle of the season, which we have now done. So should be interesting. Should be an exciting race, and it's definitely going to be exciting finishing Daytona and then going into a few more races before we start the playoffs. So congratulations on your playoff mark here, and we look forward to seeing you next week as always.
Thanks, Dylan.
Yes, sir. All right, folks, let's see if we can do this flawlessly here as we bring in our second place driver, Mr. Ray Rogers, here as we see if he can move himself up here to the booth and talk to me here, as this is new for these guys as well, so they may not be 100% on how to do all this as we wait for him to move himself up here. You see. And it sucks, man. I cannot move these guys in. I would have thought I was able to do so. I feel like singing the Wheel of Fortune music. I told these guys they're going to have to accept the thing here, as Austin Shoemaker's going to help Ray out.
Can you hear me, Dylan?
I can hear you, buddy.
Hey, I say you may get a hold of Ray. I was able to be in the same lobby as you. There's a button at the bottom that says move to audience. So you have to do that and then make sure that the voice audio is on. That's the only thing I had to do.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I'll let him know, or if you can let him know. I've already let him know, but I'll see if I can get him up here. We're going to have changes for next week, though. I thought it'd work a little easier than this. So thank you, buddy.
Okay. I'll try to get a hold of him.
All right. All right, folks, we're just waiting for Mr. Ray Rogers to come in here to speak with me real quick. mess.
Oh, there you go.
All right, there we go. I got Mr. Ray Rogers with me here in the booth. Man, it's a good thing I don't work on by the minute.
Man, I was looking for that accept button.
You're all good, man. It's a new feature. I thought it would work out well. Actually, the original intentions of setting it up this way was so that if anybody wanted to listen to the live broadcast versus having just listen to the audio of the live broadcast versus having the race up, obviously because you're racing, that they would be able to do so. They could jump into the channel and be able to listen to it. But no, all good, man. But congratulations, buddy, on a P2 finish. I thought you had something there at the end, but it looks like you had a little bit of damage there from that last incident. I called your pit strategy though. I knew what you were doing. If you go back and watch about the middle of the broadcast there, you'll see. I said I'm like I know what he's doing. I know his plan here, and he's obviously executing it flawlessly. So it all worked out for you. But it looks like Austin Shoemaker had the same plan. And it looks like at the end there he had the cleaner truck and just was able to, I think he had a few extra lap fresher tires than you, and it just, things just didn't work out where you could keep it out front. But all in all, it was a great race.
Yeah, yep, that's what it was. I was just saving. I think me and him ended up on the same strategy. But, yeah, I think when Zach got his little accident, he clipped my right rear, then somebody else got a hold of my right front, and for some reason on the long runs, it just got way too tight.
Yeah, you had some damage up there on the front right, I think, and that was really probably hurting you, if I remember correctly, when I was riding along with you. But yeah, all in all, though, I mean, it's for this track, I mean, we had one caution tonight, which could have been avoided. But all in all, man, it was this track is usually a challenge when it coming off the exits. It's usually pretty slippery, and tonight's setup, it seemed to be pretty stable. I don't think there was anybody really getting loose on the exits, and it was really all just about tire wear and preserving your tires. And because of the zero cautions, it put a lot of people in jeopardy when I don't know how everybody went so many laps down. I'm assuming, I wish this software would tell me, but I'm assuming that several people got speeding on the pits, or unsafe pit entrance or exit or something that put them laps down. But not 100% sure on that. But either way, man, congratulations. And you obviously already have yourself into the playoffs. And I'm glad that things are working out for you, at least over here, because it seems like on Sunday nights it's been a little rough for you and I over there.
You have no idea over there, man. That whole season over there has just been an absolute disaster. So yeah, it's been a pleasure over here. I appreciate you and everybody who makes this league go in the right direction. It's been a lot of fun, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries, man. I mean, I appreciate you over here, and it looks like too. I think you're. I think several of us are going to be. Not to really make an announcement here, but I think several of us are going to be over with was it Bluegrass?
No, it's Apex, I think. If you're
or Apex, yeah. Well, I'm going to be racing over at Bluegrass too. I think I'm going to do the Cup Series on Thursday or Wednesday night or whatever it is. But no, Apex is what I'm thinking of. So it looks like many of the guys, including Aaron and Chris McLean, Aaron Adcock, Chris McLean, Wyatt Brackett, David Brackett, several of the guys actually over here, but also in our Sunday night league. It looks like they're going to be over there racing as well. So it'll be a pleasure to be over there racing with you finally in the trucks. Obviously I want to stay in broadcasting here and do this for you guys, but I look forward to getting in the truck and racing you guys over there. So with that said, buddy, give your shout outs, and I look forward to seeing you next week at Daytona.
I appreciate it, man. Once again, I appreciate everything you guys do to make this go. And, thanks to my teammates and all them. They're a really good group of guys. And I will see you out here next week.
Absolutely, buddy. Congratulations on a P2. We'll see you next week.
All right, buddy.
See you, man. All right, folks, give me just a second here as I try to, we're going to try to make this work here for Mr. Richard Swavely as I invite him to speak. We're going to find out. Oh, wait, where'd he go? Let's try this again. Come on, man. I might have to give him the roll, too. Let me see. There we go. He should be able to move himself up here now. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I see you, buddy. There we go, man. All right. Well, that was a little less painless here as we try to move you guys up here. I don't know if it's something maybe we should just kind of have an educational thing on and leave it the way it is. It is nice to have it this way just so that you guys can listen into the broadcast if you wanted to just hear the audio. But, man, what a pain in the neck it is to get you guys up here to speak. So we'll have to see how we do that next week. Maybe we won't have a waiting. Maybe we eliminate the waiting room and you guys can just stay in here and do that. Maybe that's an easier way to do it. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
You know how we are with new technology. It just most of the time shit just don't work. But
trial and error, man. Trial and error.
Absolutely. But anyway, we're always looking forward to things that make the league easier and easier to manage. So maybe we'll keep it, maybe we won't. We'll have to see how it goes. But all in all, buddy, congratulations on a P3. What an awesome, dominant race you had this evening. I thought you were going to be able to finish the last stage here, but it looked like pit strategy just did not play in your favor at the very end there. But congratulations on the pole. Congratulations on stage 1 and 2. And all around, just an awesome race.
Yeah, it was all but a sweep. Yeah, that pit strategy, I ended up taking tires the first stage, just didn't have an extra set that last one.
Gotcha. Okay,
yeah,
so that's what it was.
Everybody else kind of ran off, so.
Yep, and it looks like the guys that actually stayed out there at the end, I know Bedwell and I think it was Fulham, Banner, Russell all ended up getting trapped a lap down just because of the way the strategy worked. But all around, man, great race. It was a pleasure to watch you tonight, and I'm glad that everything was clean for the most part, and glad we had some green flag racing again. I mean, it's been a phenomenal few weeks here, and look forward to continue that here at Daytona. We'll see. We'll see if we can go one caution or less at Daytona. That right there would blow my mind.
Yeah, we're going to that's a big dice roll at Daytona. So.
Yeah, for sure, buddy. But give your shout-outs, man. I look forward to seeing you next week at Daytona. And congratulations again on P3.
Yeah, big shout-out. I got MEPS on the car today, so big shout-out to them. Hammer Down Motorsports, and, of course, you for doing the podcast and all that fun stuff. Absolutely, man. No worries. Appreciate you being part of the league and racing with us on Tuesday night. So, with that, man, congratulations again on a P3, and I look forward to seeing you next week. All righty, 10-4. See you, man. All right, folks. Sorry it took a little while there for us to get that worked out. I think, honestly, now that I think about it, it might actually work out a little bit better. We'll get rid of the waiting room that we have these guys come into, and we will actually have it to where they just have to raise their hand to speak, or I'm going to invite them into the booth, and all they got to do is click the little button, apparently. We'll have to figure out exactly how all that works. But for the most part, I believe it should be fairly painless. We'll have to find out about that. So with that said, folks, this is the Tuesday Night Racing Series. My name is Dylan Hastings here. We're going to go ahead to the final grid or final results, give you guys all of that rundown here as we've spoken with the top three. And then we got Matt Grenier in 4th, Chris McLean 5th, Daniel Holcroft 6th, Garrett Brown 7th, Chris Bedwell finishes 8th, Jeremy Banner 9th, Logan Russell 10th, Brad Fulham 11th, James Kunkel 12th, David Brackett 13th, Evan Bushmaster 14th, Joseph Mahar 15th, Dustin Reeves 16th, Barry Knapp 17th, Dana Shepard 18th, George William 19th, Wyatt Brackett 20th, Tyler Dixon 21st, Tony Edrington 22nd, Chris Shoemaker 23rd, David Harden 24th, Kip Easley 25th, got mixed up in that incident with Zachary Taylor 26th. Mike Watts also, I believe, got mixed up in that incident, comes out 27th. And that rounds out our entire race for this evening. Folks, again, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for your patience as always as we work through some of the bugs here and there. We're never going to be perfect, but we appreciate you guys each and every week tuning in and always being patient with us. The pit strategy definitely paid off for several of these drivers tonight. It was a pleasure to watch it. As always, one of the things that we pride ourselves on with this league is the fact of having the pit strategy in place so that you can't just run away with the races by taking tires in every pit strategy or every pit stop and all those things. So it makes the drivers think. It makes people race smart. And of course, we saw a lot of clean racing tonight, as we have in the last few weeks. super proud of all these guys. As always, folks, I want to just thank you to our sponsors again, Light Electric Company, General Contractors, Thomas Light. If you're out there listening or watching, we look forward to hopefully having you back here soon, as well as ADK Coolers, ADK Outdoor Brands, and Rhymesick Coin. I want to thank you guys all for your support for the league. We've got some exciting announcements coming for the new season that will start next year, but we're already planning ahead for all those announcements and all of the exciting things that are to come with the league. Folks, if you're out there looking for a phenomenal truck league, we do have a few spots left that we're willing to obviously have you come in now, get familiar with the league, race with these guys, get familiar with those that are in the league that have been here for 2-3 seasons, and of course get started and get your place here for the next season. With that said, folks, I want to thank you again so much for being part of the league, and all around just being awesome supporters of what we do here at the Tuesday Night Racing Series. Folks, my name is Dylan Hastings again. We look forward to seeing you at Daytona next week, next Tuesday, 9:15 Eastern Standard Time. We look forward to seeing you then. Thanks so much.